Okay, so moving on, a mission moment. This is actually pretty cool, and I'm sure obviously it's not the first time. Funny, it says you're Todd. Maybe I am. Inception. The mission moment is pretty cool. It talks about our graduates. So it's always really, really nice. I don't know if many of you guys have seen on the floor, but once you get a graduate, Alicia sends out an email and you get a little graduate pin, and that I call that my wall of fame. I have it on at my cubicle, and I just love it. I love looking up at all those pins and seeing all the lives that we've helped change, that our university has helped with, and it's a great feeling. So quick reminder, we are entrusted with the hopes and aspirations of our students who seek a career and a better life. It's on our credo. Many of you received the little credo card when you were in training. You might see some lying around on the floor. Pick that up, read it. It has some really good stuff on it. Now, our mission moment this time comes from a student that actually graduated from our information technology program. Her name is Trisha Williams. Look at how successful she looks, though, you guys, right? She looks like a bundle of success. So one of Trisha's quotes is, "Quitting is not an option. You didn't come this far to look back now. Strive for it, and it's yours." That's some good stuff, right? That's some good words to live by. Now, a little bit of background on Trisha Williams is I was a student, well, not me, obviously, this is Trisha talking. I was a student and was almost done with my degree. And then the college told me I could not return because my financial aid appeal was denied. My pastor said, "You are too smart to give up. Apply at a different school." I am excited to be studying for my bachelor's, as it is my desire to accelerate from where I stand today. Since I refuse to give up, I will make sure that I do what is required of me to reach the finish line of getting my degree. I know for a fact I am not running this race alone. With this college, I believe you get what you put into it. What I mean is you strive with giving your best, and you will end with the best. My words to you are to always set goals, always look past who you are now to see the future. And remember, you must never give up. As your fellow student, I only want what's best for you. And that means if I want you to succeed, so does everyone else. Now stick out your chest, take a deep breath, and prepare yourself for this race. This race you will not lose because you have a fleet of help to push you beyond your expectations. Oh, look at that. Francis says, Allie packaged the student. Yay, Allie! Allie packages winners. Nice. Very cool stuff. So there you go. There's Trisha Williams. I was her essay. Look at you guys. Look at this group of winners right here helping Trisha achieve her goals. I love it. She sounds incredibly resilient. Career Services Advisor. What? Okay, this is crazy. Robert was her student advisor. Brenda was her career services advisor. This is amazing. Amazing. Bunch of rock stars over here. I helped her open her business. Andy, I heard of her. You wish you heard of her, Andy. All right. Okay, moving on. The next stuff is compliance and accreditation. Okay, so for this, for those of you that miss Todd and Todd's awesome broadcaster voice, fret not, my friend, because the next part is actually a recording of Todd. So, Don, you can get your Todd fix through this next part.
One of our key partners in the delivery of education is our accrediting body, ACCSC. They work with both the Department of Education and with us to ensure that the education we promise to provide meets all expectations of quality and consistency for our students. Next week, we have an official accreditation visit from ACCSC. This visit will consist of a team of professionals coming into our organization and taking a good look at what we do. ACCSC conducts these types of visits on a regular basis, and there is nothing surprising or concerning about this visit. It is just time for another look at our practices and procedures regarding educational delivery. In order to prepare for the visit, we have conducted a variety of trainings, including some courses in Canvas. All of this has been about helping ensure that all of us have a more clear view of what accreditation is and why it is so important to the work we do. The hope for these sessions is that we will strengthen the connection that we have with ACCSC, helping us to better work within the standards that they and the Department of Education have set. What many people don't realize is that working with an accrediting body is a choice. Some schools never take upon themselves the rigor of going through initial accreditation visits and the follow-up that comes with them. Of course, the benefits that come with accreditation are huge. As we have mentioned before, one of the benefits of accreditation includes a stronger assurance that the degrees we provide have a strong connection to career employment and growth. Certainly another benefit is the ability to allow students to use federal financial aid dollars in funding their education with us. These things, along with many others, are part of the benefits that go with being validated by an accrediting body. In some ways, this accreditation visit is much like a regular physical. During a routine medical checkup, we hope that our physician will find things that will help us live a long and healthy life. Sometimes the outcomes of those visits include information about things we need to change, and sometimes we just learn that we need to accept certain things and adapt to them. This visit is much like that type of exam. Allowing it to be thorough and complete will give us insights that can help us be more effective in keeping our promises to students. And keeping these promises will help us stay in business for another 100 years and longer. So, what are some of the specifics that we can expect? And how will this visit directly impact our ACs, SAs, and FPs, and our leadership? Honestly, we don't really know a lot of the details. It will be a surprise to us as much as it will be a surprise to you. However, we do have some ideas about the way things will roll out. First, we know that the team coming to our Woodlands location will be small and made up of professionals in the education industry, many of whom are involved in the operation of other schools accredited by ACCSC. They are coming with the express purpose of looking very carefully over all of our materials, practices, and outcomes. Documentation will be something that they will spend a great deal of time reviewing, checking our catalog, syllabi, record keeping, and other materials. The point of this type of audit is to ensure that what we say we do is truly what we do. There will likely be interviews conducted with individuals at various levels in the organization. It is even possible that an AC, SA, or FP may be selected for a short interview. It is also likely that students, both new students and long-time students, will be contacted for interviews. While this is a strong possibility, there is nothing that you need to do to prepare your students for an interview. If it happens, they will answer questions, and the feedback they provide will help our partners identify where we are doing well and what we might need to improve on. For your information, there will also likely be interviews conducted of employers of our students, deans, associate deans, and likely instructors. If you are selected for an interview, remember that the interviewer represents one of our key partners. This should be a friendly exchange, not an interrogation, and it will likely be quite pleasant. They may ask questions about the daily work you do on behalf of our students, how you work with them to become enrolled at IU so they can change the direction of their lives for the future. Share with the interviewer what we do and how we do it. Be honest when you answer questions. The efforts of the accreditation visit team will be focused on identifying best practices that can help us in the future and that prove useful in helping our students get the education they were promised. Whether these best practices come from all, hopefully, they will provide us with ideas that can move us from good to better and from better to best in all that we do with regards to enrollment, academics, student support, career services, and all the rest of the things that make up our mission at Independence University. Much of what we have done during the last few months, from all AC calls to Canvas courses to individual coaching and mentoring, has been driven around preparing for this visit, allowing us to demonstrate congruence between what we say we do and what we actually do. The courses we deployed are absolutely focused around these ideas. Our first course focused around ACCSC's standards of accreditation, especially as far as they impact the admissions process. Reviewing this course is a wonderful idea if you feel like you would like extra preparation for a potential interview. ACCSC's standards and the specific actions we have taken and policies we have put into place to meet those standards are covered in detail in this course. Our current course is focused around our catalog, the document which drives all we do within our organization. Whether dealing with specific program offerings, delivery schedules, course content, graduation requirements, or expectations of students after graduation, the catalog is the primary source document for everything we do. This course should be showing up in your dashboards in Canvas. If it is not, contact your ADOA or ADOFP and we will take care of getting you added as quickly as we can. Keep in mind that the current course is all about the catalog. If you try to answer questions without actually reading the catalog, you may be surprised to find out that you don't know as much as you thought. Taking the time to complete and review both courses is a great idea as a final brush-up prior to our accreditation visit. Our accreditation visit starts on March 16th. Let's finish preparing for this visit so that we can demonstrate our individual effectiveness and adherence to standards and expectations if called upon to do so.
All right, you guys, what do you think? Good stuff? Great stuff. The best stuff. Great. I love it. Only if you said it that way, Sunny. Perfect. Okay. So let's move on. What's a good way to be prepared, right? Let's think about it. We all feel that, for example, an interview. How can you be the most prepared for an interview? Well, if you knew exactly what type of questions they were going to ask you, then you'd feel a little more prepared. Would you guys agree? Perfect. Well, guess what? Christmas is coming early, people. I have some questions for you. And you're welcome, Dawn, for your Todd Fix. So let's review some of the questions that you may come across during our accreditation visit. Now, first question, does the school demonstrate that it observes ethical practices and procedures in recruitment activities? What do you guys think? Correct. Yes, our calls are recorded, scored, trained, and monitored via recordings and live sessions. Flo Shizzle, love it. Okay, next one. Does the school permit recruitment in the United States, its territories, or its possessions only by persons who are employees of the school? What do you guys think? Okay, so the no's I think are coming from the U.S. territories portion. Is that correct? Is that what you guys? Okay, correct. Yep. So this part is a little outdated, but if we removed the U.S. territory, so let's go ahead and pretend it's just not there. The United States, because you're absolutely right, the U.S. territories, we do not recruit there. If it's just the United States, does that change the answer to your question? Perfect. Yes. Yes, we do not allow any outside recruiters. You're absolutely right, Don. We used to recruit outside the in the United States territories, but we no longer do. All right, next question. Does the school refrain from using employment agencies for recruitment? What do you guys think? Yep, that is correct. Yes, Independence University refrains from using employment agencies for recruitment. You guys are doing awesome. All right, what is your assessment of how the school selects, trains, and supervises recruiters? Now, this one's a little bit more in-depth. Thanks, Colin. There's a little bit more in-depth question, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. Our in-house recruiters conduct a phone screen and initial interview. Then managers have a face-to-face interview. Our training department facilitates a 6-week training course supervised by our VP, Senior DOA, DOA, and ADOAs. Travis, I think we should hit everyone on the chat box, otherwise only panelists can see your messages. Oh, yeah, that's a great point. Yes. Word, Travis. Out is spelled wrong. Thank you, guys, my little grammar and spelling and grammar teachers. Next question. Does the school comply with the laws and regulations of each of the state in which it operates or solicits students? Yay! Yes, we are approved in every state we are operating. Compliance, all the documentation on that. Okay. Are recruiters authorized to prepare and or run advertising or use promotional materials? If so, does the school accept full responsibility for the materials used and approve them in advance? Okay, so we are not recruiters and don't send out anything unless it's approved, which you guys know, right? Yeah, that's a perfect answer, Melissa. Yeah, no, and yes. Only our advertising and marketing department handles those. So they approve those, they send those out to us, and then from there on, we're able to send those out. Perfect. How does the school ensure that its recruiters do not make false or misleading statements about the school, its personnel, its training, its services, or its accredited status? What do you guys think? How do we do that? PD20, script, QA, love it. Yes. We have a quality assurance team in place that it listens to recorded calls and grades them to ensure honesty and accuracy. Our managers also conduct live listening sessions for compliance. Love it. Next question. Does the school prohibit its recruiters or other school personnel from surveying or otherwise soliciting prospective students in or near welfare offices, unemployment lines, food stamp centers, homeless shelters, or other circumstances or settings where such persons cannot reasonably be expected to make an informed and considered decision whether to apply for admission to the school? Wow, that one was super long. What do you guys think? Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Not allowed. Yes. We have informed and instructed our admissions consultants to not engage in such practices. And I know a lot of these, you guys are like, yeah, we know this. We know this. It's a lot of review. So I love that you guys have the answers to these questions already too. Perfect. How does the school ensure that promises of employment, explicit or implicit, are not made to prospective students for the purpose of enrolling them in an educational training program? What do you guys think? Script, love it. QA, don't quote salaries. The blog, love it. No percentages, no guesses. These are great. You guys, you are awesome. Yes. So we have a quality assurance team in place that listens to recorded calls and grades them to ensure honesty and accuracy. Plus, the integrity of our admissions consultants is unmatched. You guys rock. Next question. Does the school refrain from payments of cash or other considerations to any student or prospective student as an inducement to enroll? Love it. Yeah. Yes, we do not offer prospective students any type of incentives or inducements to enroll. Oh boy, yes. Love it, Dina. Okay. Does the school prohibit its recruiters from assisting prospective students in completing application forms for financial aid and from being involved in any admissions testing or admissions decisions? Yes, yes. Howdy, yes. Love it. Yes, our school prohibits our recruiters from assisting prospective students in completing application forms for financial aid and from being involved in any admissions testing or admissions decisions. And you guys will notice in a lot of these questions, the verbiage, they use the term recruiters to, and they are referring to our admissions consultants. How does the school ensure that it is clearly identified in all contact with the prospective students? So how do we do that? How do we identify ourselves with our prospective students? Intro, Logo, we tell them who we are in the script. Perfect. Yep. Through the use of our pre-approved script, call recordings, and quality assurance. Yep. My job statement. Love it. You guys, the training class made fun of the trainers because they said that we are like a cold stone. All we say is like it, love it, and gotta have it. So, and it's pretty accurate. All right. Do students who have not visited the school facility prior to enrollment have the opportunity to withdraw without penalty within 3 business days following either the regularly scheduled orientation procedures or following a tour of the school facilities and inspection of equipment? Perfect. So this one is a little bit tricky. Students actually don't visit our campus because we are online, but we do have the virtual tour that we offer them, right? They do have the opportunity to withdraw within the first 3 weeks of their enrollment here. All right. Are all monies paid by an applicant refunded if requested within 3 days after signing an enrollment agreement and making an initial payment? This one is a bit tricky, and it does have the word monies in it, which is one of my favorite words. Okay, so this is not applicable to our university as applicants do not make an initial payment to us. There you guys are. We don't take monies. They don't pay anything. Correct. Yep. This one is a little tricky, right? Yep. Perfect. Moving on. If an applicant requests cancellation more than 3 days after signing an enrollment agreement and making an initial payment, but prior to entering the school, are they entitled to a refund of all monies paid minus a registration fee or 15% of the contract price of the program, maximum of $150? And I'm not going to get you guys again, huh? Nah, love it. It's true. That is one of those that does not apply to our university. Our university does not charge an application fee, nor do we assess. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say assess, but it says access. Any fees up front. All right. Are applicants provided with a receipt for any money collected and a complete copy of the enrollment agreements? How is this documented? EA. So Michelle and Andy actually have it right. So the EA, and it doesn't apply all the way. So it's kind of a partial. So since our university does not charge an application fee or any fees up front, this is not applicable, but they do receive a copy of that enrollment agreement, right? And I'm not going to trick you guys anymore, huh? You guys are sharp. All right. Next question. Does the school refrain from permitting anyone involved in recruitment activities to use any titles such as counselor, advisor, or registrar, implying other duties and responsibilities? How are recruiters identified? Now, this is one where I've had a lot of trainees ask me, okay, can we say admissions advisor, admissions counselor? And we actually tell our accrediting body, hey, no, we're letting everyone know that this is not okay. They're not admissions advisors. They're not admissions counselors. They are admissions consultants, right? So you want to make sure to adhere to that. Yep. And that's, again, per our accreditation. So our recruiters work on the title of admissions consultant is the only title allowed. Notice sultan in the word consultant. Like the Sultan of Swat, the great Bambino. Anyway, do school personnel refrain from the following? Discrediting other schools by falsely imputing them to dishonorable conduct, inability to perform contracts or questionable credit standing, making other false representations of the school or its training, falsely disparaging the character, nature, quality, value, or scope of other schools' programs of instruction or services, or demeaning its students. Oh, I love that answer, Dorisha. We don't need to. They get time out. Yes, so we refrain from all of that, right? We tell you guys all the time, we no bad mouthing the competition. And I love what Dorisha said. We don't need to do that. Our features and benefits speak for themselves. We give all of our admissions consultant a script to use as a guideline during their conversations with prospects, as well as enforce these guidelines through our management team and our quality assurance team. Love it. We are the best kept secret out there. We offer so many bennies. Oh, I love that. You guys help me come up with another adjective for love. Okay. Does the school permit recruitment in the United States, its territories? Oh, this is a duplicate. Sorry, apologize. Okay. How does the school ensure that school personnel refrain from knowingly influencing students to leave another educational institution or encouraging a person to change plans after signing an enrollment agreement and paying the registration fee of another school? Eek. Okay, I'll just give you the answer. You guys are probably tired. You guys have been just answering questions left and right. Ooh, love it, Erica. Recordings, proper training, quality monitoring, script. Yes. So bad mouthing other schools is prohibited and it's closely monitored. You guys are absolutely right. And I can't say that I've ever heard anyone doing it. So again, the integrity of our ACs is awesome. Describe how the student recruitment and admissions activities support appropriate and ethical practices. Describe how these activities ensure the integrity of the school's admissions process. Thanks, Brandon. So we have our honesty policy, which is signed by you guys. Accurate information, which is signed by you guys. Compliance test, which you guys are all very familiar with. We're actually in the process. Most of us should be done with it. There might be a few stragglers. You need a 95 or higher to pass. We do a lot of monitoring with QA, and we do ongoing training. How does the school determine with reasonable certainty that each applicant for enrollment is fully informed as to the nature of training provided? What do you guys think? Script, yep. QA, orientation, yes. So the scripted interview process, interactive orientation, the catalog, and the link to the website, right? We all send them that link to the catalog. We all send them the link to the virtual tour. Oh, love it, Sheila, the early admissions course. Gosh, Brandon, I wish I could click on that link and find those adjectives right now. Okay, moving on. How does the school ensure that the applicant understands both the responsibilities and demands of the program? What do you guys think? EAC, catalog, CLA, or CLT? Is that the same? We tell them, absolutely. Yep, all of those answers are correct. The applicant is provided information about the university and program via the interview, a copy of the catalog, the link to our school website, and the new student orientation. And then to add on to that is the early admissions course. Great. Now, what is your assessment of how the school ensures that its admission standards are consistently and fairly applied? Now, you guys, this, as you can tell, this question is a subjective question. Sorry about that. It's a subjective question. So they're asking you for their opinion here. The opinion of one was shared here. So the way they answered they replied to this was, it is very thorough and consistent. The process consists of an interview, completion of the EA, CLA, financial aid meeting, orientation, and early admissions course. Okay, any ideas on how you guys would answer that question? What is your assessment of how the school ensures that its admission standards are consistently and fairly applied? Consistent process, start to finish. QA, definitely. Ongoing training. Audit, yep. Let me interview you. Script, one call, that's all. Oh, these are great, guys. Excellent. Maybe I should just start using Spanish because I know a lot of adjectives in Spanish too. All right, next one. Call reviews too, yes. Does the documentation exist covering the last 5 years that explains the basics for any denial of admissions? What do you guys think? I would say yes, and you would be correct. Yes, as long as we have been in existence, we keep it electronically. Definitely. How does the school determine and document that the applicants admitted have met admission standards and are capable of benefiting from the training offered, and that applicants rejected failed to meet the standards to meet such standards and would not benefit from the training offered. CLA, yep. Campus View Notes, perfect. All applicants must complete the minimum requirements of passing our or passing out during the computer literacy assessment. Just kidding. It's passing our computer literacy assessment. You're fine. Yep, and the POG, definitely. Some people might pass out during the CLA. We don't know. No passing out. That's right, Anna. Keep them awake. That's how we check on them, right? If it's been longer than 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, you're like, hey, are you still there? Are you okay? I think mine did today. Oh, you guys. Does the school determine that each applicant accepted has no disabilities, physical or otherwise, that would prevent use of the knowledge or skills gained from the training offered for successful on-the-job performance after graduation from the program? No. Oh my gosh, Elise, that's terrible. So no, that is handled by our ADA coordinator. That is correct. Yep, you cannot do that. If the student states a disability, you guys know, absolutely right, Chris. If the student states something like that, you definitely know that you need to contact Tian Fenter for any information regarding that. Okay, does the school admit student without regard to race, creed, color, sex, age, disability, or national origin? Does a school reasonably accommodate applicants and students with disabilities to the extent required by applicable law? Of course, yes it does. Duh, I love that one. Correct. We do not discriminate based on any of these merits. Does the school refrain from accepting enrollments from persons who are of compulsory school age or attending a school at the secondary level, unless it's been established through contact with properly reasonable parties that pursuit of the training would not be detrimental to the student's regular school week? That one, I kind of had a, I feel I'm in the same boat, Brendan. I was like, the answer is yes, we do not accept their enrollment. So basically what they're saying from here is like the people who want to do two schools, refrain is the key word. Hey, that's smart, Jay. It's people who are wanting to do two programs at the same time. It's like if we're telling them like, oh, no, yeah, you could totally do it. Come over here, come and do it, come do it. You know, as long as we're not trying to take them away, bad mouthing other people, things like that. Chris, I think I just passed out. Were you doing the CLA too, Chris? Isn't that what the POG is for? Yeah, concurrent enrollment. Thank you, Carol. All right. If the school enrolls an applicant who does not have a high school diploma or recognized equivalency certificate, how does the school demonstrate the applicant's ability to benefit by documenting of a passing score on an approved test or tests? Mary Jo, we don't. Can't. We do not do that. Nope. Yeah, you guys are 100% on the money. We do not enroll applicants who do not have this minimum requirement of a POG. Do not enroll. Perfect. All right, you guys, that is it for the questions. Now, quick refresher, where can you find this? Todd mentioned it in his video, but if you guys log into your Canvas account, you guys will notice right here, it's under courses. You will see a list of the previous courses that you've been a part of. If you click on Accreditation Refresh 2016, those questions that we just went over will also be listed on there. They will be in a different format, different order. Obviously, the answers won't be given to you unless you've already taken it, then the answers that you provided previously will be there. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about that? I know where to find it, but I don't know. Can you fin it? Oh, yeah. It's an inside joke. You just don't get it, Travis. Oh, goodness. Okay, you guys, I apologize for that. Okay, so next we are, oh, wait, hold on. Remember you guys, questions go in the Q&A room. What if we're interviewed and get some questions wrong? Yeah, put it in the QA room so we can have Steph and maybe take some of these questions. Donald, where's Todd? Don, you know, I'm getting really offended that you're kind of just not even worried that I'm here and Todd's gone. Cash me outside. Chris, is this the same course as the one that we did that focused on the catalog? Great question, Chris. This is not. If you notice right here, we have two different ones. We do one every year and the focus is a little bit different. So the one that we did last year that has all the questions that we just went over is this one, Accreditation Refresh 2016. The one that we're doing this year is the Compliance and Accreditation 2017. Pagan, call in sick those days. You guys are bad influences. Great question, Chris. All right. Says Finn. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this video about logging into Canvas. I know a lot of you guys have tried logging into Canvas or tried doing your compliance quiz and maybe struggled a little bit. This video is going to go over a little bit some troubleshooting options, how to log in, how to retrieve that course via email, things like that. So let's watch. One sec.
This screen if you already
Oh, apologize. It already started.
Thank you for joining us for this quick tutorial on accessing Canvas courses, especially accessing courses in conjunction with our accreditation visit preparation. Today we're going to be doing a live walkthrough of how to access Canvas and what to look for in conjunction with the particular Canvas course that we have going on right now about our catalog. The first thing that I want to show you is what the invitations will look like. Several of you have asked this question. When you are receiving an invitation from Canvas to join a course, it will show up just like this. Instructure Canvas course invitation. When you look in the invitation, you will find that there is a link with your email address in there, and there is also a link that will say, click here to view the course page. That is where you would want to go, and in most cases, it will take you to this screen if you already have accepted your user account in Canvas and is simply asking you to log in. If you have not activated your account in Canvas, if you've never logged in before, it'll take you to a slightly different screen where you will get to set up your username and password, or where you will recognize your username and set up your password. For those of you that have already activated your account in Canvas, seeing your new course simply involves logging in. You'll notice that I can do that. I can select my username. My username is my entire email address, todd.wente@collegeamerica.edu. I can type in my password then and get access to my course. Now, if I cannot remember my password, I can click the Forgot Password link. It'll bring up this screen, and I can simply type in my username, and I can request a new password. You'll notice that it says, okay, we've sent a password over to you. If I have anything showing up in my password block at that point, I need to delete it and get rid of it. You'll notice that in just a few minutes, you will have a new email that will come from Instructure Canvas, and it will ask you to set up a new email, or a new password, excuse me. We'll try and give it a send receive and see if we can get it to come a little more quickly. This part of the process, if you do need to create a new password, can take a few moments. We are limited on bandwidth both on our side and on Canvas. It's not a tremendous limitation, but it is something that we do need to be aware of, that when you request a password reset, it may take just a few moments for you to be able to access that information. However, it is something that the system will do as quickly as possible. We're going to go ahead and pause our recording for just a moment. And you'll notice that we now have our new invitation giving us an opportunity to set a new password. You'll notice that it looks very similar to our previous invitation. We will simply click here to set a new password, and it will open up for us a new window where we can set our password. The new password I can set with just a few clicks. Make sure that the two passwords match, and then click Update Your Password, When this box comes up, do us all a favor and close it without asking it to remember your password. I would suggest that you never remember your passwords. We have seen a situation where an individual was having Canvas remember their password. They were going through the password reset steps, and it was not allowing them to get to the new to the course materials with the new password because it was remembering the old one. So whenever you're working with passwords, don't have your browser remember your password. Just type it in, and if you forgot it, you can always reset the password. I'll log in with my credentials. Let's see, it's not recognizing it, so I wonder if I've got an extra space in there. Again, I'll close that window that says remember, and I've been taken now to my dashboard. In my dashboard, I can find the Compliance Accreditation 2017 course. I also can see the Accreditation Refresh 2016 course. These are the two courses that we have prepared specifically for our purposes in getting ready for our accreditation visit. The current course, when you click on it, will open it up to the Compliance and Accreditation homepage, where it gives you some basic information about what we are trying to do with this course. You will notice that all of the detail around this course is revolving around our course catalog. It has been my experience that the easiest way to get this course completed successfully is to have a copy of the school catalog open in another tab so that I can then navigate to the different sections that will be indicated by the portions of the course. For instance, if I am looking at General Information Quiz 1B, by clicking on that, it'll ask me if I want to go, it'll say, do you want to go ahead and start this? Yes, I do. And you'll notice it says this quiz is based on general information of the 2017 IU CHE catalog. So if I simply click on the general information section, it will bring me to that section where all of the questions and answers can be found. The quiz is not intended to be difficult. Each one of the quizzes are going to have approximately 5 questions in them. In most cases, if you will read the question and then go to the school catalog and look for the specific information that is referenced, I think you'll find that the questions become fairly easy to answer. You do need to get 100% on each of the quizzes in order for them to be considered complete. And just so you know, we did do one thing a little bit tricky with this. We set the quizzes up so that the answers randomize. If you were thinking that you were going to be able to guess A and then come back and guess B if A was wrong, you might not be successful as you think. But real honestly, we didn't design the quizzes to trick anyone. The quizzes are designed just to make sure that you've got a familiarity with the catalog that may be a little bit more extensive than maybe what you've had in the past. Once you've completed all of the courses, you can let your ADOA know. The ADOA will then be able to communicate with the leadership in the organization. We will be sending out notifications to say whether or not people still need to complete portions, or if they are, if they have been able to complete them for 100%, they'll get that information as well. Again, this is all about our last steps of getting ready for our accreditation visit. Hopefully, you will find that all of the information that we have shared in these different videos and trainings has been useful for you. We would encourage you to make sure that you log in and check these quizzes. If you've already completed them, you may want to log in and check them one more time. Just go through and give yourself a quick refresher on the information between now and when our accreditation visit happens, and I think that you'll find that things will work very well for you. Thanks for taking the time to watch this brief recording, and good luck. We'll talk to you in the future.
All right, you guys. So there was a little bit of confusion as far as what the purpose of this video was. I did preface it a little bit before we played the video, but just to recap, it was for those of us that struggled a little bit with getting into Canvas, or maybe those who haven't received or haven't completed the compliance course yet. And then it's great for future reference. You know, this kind of stuff we'll have probably another course in there next year or at some point, maybe this year. And if you go through these troubleshooting options, it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on Canvas? All right, perfect. Let's move on. Okay, now let's talk about Office 365. Do you guys know what Office 365 is or what this is pertaining to? Yes. See, señorita, love it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so this is what our students get, right? Perfect, Dina. Yep, our students get Office 365. So our academics has still received some questions about, the student about from ACs saying students haven't gotten their access to Office 365. They haven't been able to get into Office 365. So I'm here to tell you guys that if you want to troubleshoot, if you want to kind of be resourceful and find the answer for yourself, it's on the blog. We have a lot of this information published on the blog along with other great information. So if you check the blog and you type in Office 365 up here on the top right-hand side, it'll pop up these 3 results. So you have Office 365, additional information, the email, which will give you, which we'll look into in just a second, Office 365 and the tablet, faulty tablet replacement steps. So this is all great information to look at if you are having students advising you or letting you know that they're having issues with their tablets or Office 365. Now let's talk a little bit about the email. The students get an email that looks like this that says that your Independence University Office 365 user account has been created. Gives them a username and a temporary password, and then a hyperlink where they can go to log in. Okay? And again, these steps are provided to you in on the blog. So moral of the story is check the blog. The blog is at your fingertips, you guys. It is information. It is a great resource tool. I like hyperlinks. It's all of that stuff ready for you. Anna asked, when do they get that email? I believe they get it the very first week of school, but I'm not 100% sure on when on the first day of school they get it. That's a great question, Anna. I will jot it down and then get back to you on that. All right, you guys, we have about 9 minutes left. Oh, Dina, thank you. 3 to 4 weeks after they start. Thank you for that, Dina. All right, you guys, we have about 9 minutes left in our call. Does anyone have any questions?